In the deepest edges of the Andromeda galaxy, countless stars shimmered against the endless darkness. Civilizations had grown vast and powerful over millennia, spreading fleets that could crush planets and enslave entire species. Yet amid this expanse, one small blue world, Earth, was quietly becoming something the galaxy had never expected. The aliens, known collectively as the Raller, had long dismissed Earth. To them, humans were primitive, still bound to a single solar system and still learning to fly beyond it. Reports from distant scouts painted a picture of an insignificant species with fragile ships and rudimentary weapons. Many laughed when the first human warning reached them. "Do not attack. You will be destroyed if you try." The Raller had laughed not just once, but repeatedly. The warning came in clear, structured messages, transmitted across light years, yet never with hostility, only certainty. Earth had spoken in calm, precise language, outlining the consequences of any aggression. Their words were simple, yet carried a weight the galaxy had underestimated. Admiral Kale of the Earth Defense Coalition stood on the command deck of the flagship Indomitable, his hands gripping the railing as he watched alien warships flicker into existence on the holographic display. Thousands of kilometers away, the massive Raller vessels glided through the vacuum, their black hulls reflecting the cold light of distant suns. "They think we are weak," Kale said softly, almost to himself. "Let's show them the truth." The human fleet behind him was not large by alien standards, yet every ship was a masterpiece of ingenuity. Engines harnessed energy from quantum cores, allowing them to leap distances faster than light travel would normally permit. Weapon systems were designed not just for brute force, but for precision strikes. Missiles could be programmed to fragment, to ricochet off asteroids, to create chains of destruction the Raller had never faced. Satellites equipped with artificial intelligence could anticipate enemy maneuvers before the enemy themselves had decided on a course. "Admiral," said Lieutenant Myra Valen, her voice steady despite the tension, "the alien scouts have entered the outer solar orbit." "They are scanning for life signatures," Kale nodded. "Let them scan, let them see exactly what they are up against, and let them think they are safe." Across the galaxy, in the Raller High Command, the alien leaders argued heatedly. The Grand Strategist, a tall figure with segmented limbs and eyes that glimmered like molten silver, slammed a clawed hand on the command table. "These humans are nothing. Their ships are slow, their weapons primitive. We have conquered hundreds of worlds more advanced than this." "Why hesitate?" Another council member, a wiry alien with translucent skin, hissed. "Because they warned us. They sent the same message 5 times, each time with exact details of our vulnerabilities. No other species has ever dared speak with such certainty." "Confidence is not a threat," snapped the Grand Strategist. "It is arrogance. They will fall." Yet in their hearts, even the most aggressive Raller officers felt a seed of doubt. The humans' warnings were precise. They were confident, yet not brash. They had not made idle threats. Every communication hinted at preparation, at a readiness that only came from experience and foresight. Back on Earth, life went on with a quiet determination. Cities thrived beneath protective domes, with citizens unaware of the looming war. In training simulators, children learned to pilot craft, not as play, but as preparation for a world where survival depended on skill. Scientists in orbital labs monitored alien signals, decoding movements, patterns, and even intentions. Humanity had learned the art of patience, of building strength invisibly until the moment it mattered most. Kale walked along the command deck, observing his officers. Each one moved with focus, but beneath their discipline lay a shared pride. Earth was not the strongest planet in the galaxy, but it had something the Raller could not measure: ingenuity, courage, and unity. "Admiral," Valen said, "the scouts are transmitting a report back to the main fleet. They are surprised." Kale raised an eyebrow. "Surprised how?" "They were expecting empty defenses. Instead, they detected fully armed satellites, shielded colonies, and military coordination beyond their initial intelligence." Kale smiled. "Exactly. We let them see what they should have ignored. Fear is a tool, Lieutenant. And we've sharpened it. Thousands of kilometers above the Earth, satellites shimmered like silver sentinels. They were more than surveillance tools. They were weapons, able to intercept missiles, launch counterstrikes, and relay real-time data to human ships across the solar system. No alien fleet could approach without being observed, cataloged, and targeted. Meanwhile, in the void, the Rallor fleets moved cautiously. Their massive ships, bristling with energy cannons and siege weapons, had crushed worlds before, yet the tiny signals from Earth unnerved even their bravest commanders. Every new human transmission was analyzed, every message decoded. The Rallor had never encountered a species so small, yet so resolute, so united in purpose, and so cleverly prepared. On Earth, citizens continued their lives, unaware of the exact scope of the approaching threat. But across global networks, the Earth Defense Coalition had begun a silent mobilization. Factories shifted from civilian projects to defense production. Engineers converted satellites into weapons platforms, while scientists refined particle beam arrays and fusion torpedoes. Every person contributed in some way to a defense that the galaxy could not yet understand. "Admiral," Valen said again, "the aliens have responded to our latest message." Kale motioned for the transmission. A calm, mechanical voice spoke in broken human translation. "We have heard your warning, yet we believe your threats are hollow. We will attack and claim your world." Kale's jaw tightened. "So be it. They have chosen ignorance. They have chosen destruction. And we will show them what Earth is made of." For a moment, silence fell over the command deck. Then, as if on cue, the human fleet powered up, engines humming with energy that turned the blackness of space into a theater of lights and potential. Each ship moved in formation, precise, ready, and dangerous. The humans were few in number, but their strategy was cunning, their weapons optimized, and their resolve unshakable. Far across the galaxy, the Rallor fleet commander received updates from the scouts. "They have no fear," one officer said, "and they are prepared for everything we expected to surprise them with." The commander's eyes narrowed. "They are different. Perhaps we underestimated them." But it was too late. Humanity had spent decades preparing for this moment, quietly building strength, learning the patterns of alien aggression, and refining the tools they would use to defend themselves. Earth might be small, but every human heart was a fortress, every mind a weapon. And soon the galaxy would understand that when humans issued a warning, it was not idle words, it was a promise. Admiral Kale activated the fleet-wide communication network. His voice echoed through every human vessel. "Remember this, we fight not because we must, but because we choose to survive. We fight because we are Earth and we will not bow. Let them come. Let the galaxy see what happens when humanity defends itself." In the dark void of space, the first alien scouts entered the solar system. They scanned the planets, expecting weakness, expecting to meet resistance only when it was too late for humans to respond. Instead, they found preparation, coordination, and power. One scout transmitted a final warning back to the Rallor fleet. "They told us once. We did not listen. Let us hope you fare better." Kale watched the display, knowing that soon the silence of space would be broken, not by alien weapons, but by human ingenuity. Earth had been underestimated, mocked, and dismissed. But the humans had patience, courage, and a mind for war the galaxy could not yet comprehend. The battle was coming, but humanity was ready. The stars glimmered, distant and indifferent, yet beneath their light the humans of Earth moved as one. They would defend their world not out of fear, but out of determination, creativity, and unshakable spirit. Every child trained in simulators, every scientist working in labs, every soldier standing at attention in the fleet, all were part of a force that would shock the galaxy. The Rallor fleet advanced, confident. The humans waited, calm and unyielding. The galaxy had ignored Earth's warnings for too long. Now, the quiet blue planet would speak with the language the cosmos could not ignore. The blackness of space stretched endlessly, but the quiet calm of Earth's solar system was about to shatter. The Rallor fleet advanced in precise formation, their enormous warships moving like predators toward a single blue target. From the distance of Mars' orbit, their engines glowed faintly, illuminating the void with deadly intent. Admiral Kale stood on the command deck of the Indomitable, his eyes scanning the tactical display. Each blip represented thousands of tons of alien war machines, all built to annihilate civilizations far weaker than Earth. Yet Kale did not flinch. Humanity had waited decades for this moment. Every calculation, every design, every training session had prepared them for the impossible. "Admiral," Lieutenant Myra Valen said, her voice steady, "they are deploying forward fighters, light-class ships, fast and nimble." "They're probing our defenses," Kale nodded. "Let them. That is exactly what we want." The first contact was sudden and violent. From the darkness, a fleet of small R'alar fighters darted like stingers toward the outer satellites orbiting Earth. The humans had anticipated this. Satellites that had appeared as simple observation posts split into defensive formations, revealing hidden turrets and point-defense lasers. As the first alien fighter crossed into their range, a precise beam struck it, disintegrating the ship in a silent flash of light. Another fighter attempted to circle behind the satellites, seeking a blind spot, but human artificial intelligence predicted its maneuver. A drone armed with rapid-fire plasma cannons intercepted, shredding the alien ship before it could complete its turn. "Impressive," Kale said, a hint of a smile on his face. "The galaxy always expects humans to be reactive. We are not reactive, we are proactive." On board the R'alar flagship, the Grand Strategist observed the skirmish unfold. "How is this possible?" he demanded. "They should have no defenses capable of countering our scouts. They are only a small planet." The wiry council member who had warned earlier spoke again, voice low but firm. "Admiral, the humans' warnings were not empty. Their preparations are extensive. Their satellites are not mere observation tools, they are weapons, and they act faster than any conventional fleet can anticipate." "Faster or smarter?" the strategist hissed. "There is a difference. Perhaps we are the fools." But even as doubt crept into their minds, the R'alar pressed forward. They believed numbers and firepower would win the day. Humanity's ships were fewer, smaller, and seemingly fragile, yet they moved with coordination that mirrored a single mind. Kale raised his hand. "Initiate Phase 2. At his command, the human fleet sprang into action. From behind the protective moons of Mars, the larger warships accelerated using quantum leap engines, appearing suddenly in the middle of the R'alar formation. These jumps were unpredictable, and to the R'alar, it seemed as though the humans were everywhere at once. Missiles launched from hidden platforms within the asteroid belt. They split into swarms, each capable of reprogramming mid-flight to adjust trajectory. Alien sensors struggled to track them all. When the first volley struck, entire sections of R'alar ships erupted in controlled explosions. Hulls ruptured, sending shrapnel into space that forced nearby ships to evade or suffer further damage. "By the stars," one R'alar officer exclaimed. "Their targeting, it is perfect. They are calculating faster than our systems can respond," another shouted. On Earth, children training in simulators would one day remember this moment in theory, but the reality was more intense. Human engineers had worked tirelessly to create a network where every ship, satellite, and defense platform communicated instantly. Every alien action was predicted, and every response coordinated. Humanity had turned strategy into a living machine. Kale observed the holographic display. "Focus fire on their vanguard. Let them feel the cost of underestimating us." Missiles and laser arrays converged on the lead alien vessels. Shields glowed under the assault, but human weapons were designed to exploit weaknesses the R'alar had never considered. Fusion charges detonated in microbursts, bypassing standard shields, and atomic warheads embedded in asteroids were redirected to crash through the hulls of unsuspecting ships. Even the R'alar's advanced communications were compromised. AI-driven jammers and hacking drones infiltrated the alien network, sending false signals that caused several warships to misalign their formations, creating gaps in their otherwise perfect lines. Humanity fought not just with brute force, but with intelligence, deception, and anticipation. On the Indomitable, Kale's voice carried over the fleet channels. "Remember, they are not just machines. They rely on fear and dominance. We must remain calm, precise, and united. Strike as one, every move counts." The first major R'alar cruiser fell, rupturing in a silent explosion that scattered debris across space. Human fighters darted between fragments, drawing fire while larger ships positioned for optimal attack. Even when an alien missile penetrated the outer shields, it was intercepted by a secondary drone, destroying it before it could reach Earth. Amid the chaos, Kale noticed something unusual. The R'alar were beginning to adapt, coordinating their own maneuvers with increasing speed. Yet humanity had anticipated adaptation. Every tactic the aliens developed had a countermeasure, every movement a calculated response. Humans were not just defending, they were evolving in real time, turning each challenge into an advantage. "Lieutenant Valen," Kale said, "deploy the orbital disruptors. We need to fracture their formation before they can mass fire." Valen activated the devices. Small satellites in low orbit emitted waves of energy that disrupted electronic systems, temporarily blinding the R'alar ships, targeting and navigation. Alien vessels veered erratically, breaking formation, and several collided with each other or drifted into the path of human projectiles. From his position in the alien flagship, the Grand Strategist watched in disbelief. They are adapting faster than we anticipated. This is impossible. The wiry council member whispered again. This is what their messages meant. They warned us, and now, Admiral, we see why. Yet the R'alar did not retreat. Their pride, arrogance, and thirst for conquest drove them forward, even as their fleet suffered losses. Massive warships closed in on Earth's orbit, intending to force the humans into surrender. They underestimated humanity's ability to manipulate the battlefield itself. Kale activated the final phase of his plan. Using the planet's natural resources, hidden launchers sent a barrage of asteroids hurtling toward the alien fleet, not as mindless projectiles, but as guided weapons. Each asteroid had a small human control module, adjusting course to strike precisely at weak points identified by human satellites. The R'alar fleet was caught off guard. They had never faced an enemy that used a planet itself as a weapon, turning the environment into an extension of their fleet. Ships exploded as asteroids tore through hulls, and the surviving vessels struggled to evade the relentless assault. Even as the R'alar scrambled, human fighters executed lightning-fast strikes, targeting any ship attempting to repair or regroup. Plasma cannons, guided missiles, and particle beams created a symphony of destruction, all choreographed with perfect precision. Some alien officers began to panic. This species, it is unlike any we have encountered. They are small, but their minds, their tactics, another admitted, voice trembling. Kale watched the display and allowed himself a moment of pride. Humanity had taken the first decisive step, not by overwhelming numbers, not by raw firepower, but by unity, intelligence, and courage. The humans had turned what the R'alar expected to be a simple victory into a battlefield of uncertainty and fear. As the skirmish continued, communications channels filled with intercepted alien messages. Many contained warnings and confusion. We misjudged them. They are not ordinary. Prepare for retreat. No, we cannot. They are everywhere, too fast, impossible. Kale turned to Valen. This is only the beginning. The R'alar will not give up easily. They will regroup. But we have shown them something vital. Earth does not bow. Earth fights. And when humans fight, they win. The R'alar flagship, damaged but still operational, began to pull back slightly. The smaller cruisers were in disarray, the vanguard shattered. The humans had inflicted significant losses without a single planetary casualty. Earth's defenses had held. The message sent by humanity, attack again and be obliterated, was no longer just words. It was now a reality the galaxy had witnessed. From orbit, Earth shone brightly against the backdrop of space. Cities glimmered with lights, satellites shimmered like stars themselves, and the human fleet hovered like guardians of a small yet indomitable world. Every soldier, engineer, and scientist knew that the war had just begun, but humanity had already proven something essential, that courage, intelligence, and unity could defy even the greatest odds. Kale allowed himself a moment of reflection. They will not forget this, he said quietly, and neither will the rest of the galaxy. Humanity is not weak. Humanity is not small. Humanity is unstoppable when we fight for our home. The battle had ended for now. The R'alar retreated, regrouping to reassess, to repair, and perhaps to consider for the first time that one planet's warning could not be ignored. Humanity had survived its first test, and in doing so had sent a clear signal across the stars. Earth would defend itself. Any who thought otherwise would face consequences beyond imagination. The human fleet returned to orbital positions, repairs and recalibration underway. Even as engines hummed and crews worked, the spirit of victory was tangible. Humanity had faced a vast and ancient civilization and had emerged unbroken. Not only that, but humans had demonstrated the most terrifying strength of all, unpredictability. The galaxy had assumed Earth was simple, but humans had shown that complexity was born not from technology alone, but from courage, unity, and the refusal to surrender. Admiral Kale looked out into the star-filled void. The R'alar would come again. They always did. But humanity would be ready. Every child trained, every ship built, every strategy devised had prepared Earth for this moment. The first battle was won, but the war was just beginning. And the galaxy would learn, painfully and undeniably, that when Earth spoke a warning, it was not empty. When humans promised retaliation, they meant every word. And somewhere far beyond Earth system, the Grand Strategist recorded a message for the surviving Rallor fleet. We underestimated them. Never again. The Rallor fleet had retreated, but their anger was palpable. Across the galaxy, news of Earth's unexpected defense spread through alien communication networks. Worlds that had never considered humans a threat now whispered the same name in fear: Earth. Yet the humans did not wait for the galaxy's opinion. They acted. Admiral Kale convened a strategy meeting aboard the Indomitable. The command deck was alive with activity, holographic displays spinning, and officers moving with precision. They will recover, Kale said, and they will come back stronger. We cannot wait for them to attack again. We must take the fight to them, not just defend our home. Lieutenant Myra Valen nodded. We've studied their fleet patterns. They rely on numbers and speed, but they underestimate how small, coordinated forces can control engagements. We can outmaneuver them. Kale's eyes scanned the stars displayed before him. Our goal is simple: demonstrate that humanity is not confined to defense. We strike, we disrupt, and we make them understand the cost of underestimating us. For months, Earth's engineers worked tirelessly, enhancing weapon systems, fortifying defenses, and preparing fleets for rapid deployment. While the Rallor repaired their losses, humans built new ships, faster, smarter, and more precise than ever before. Every vessel was connected through the quantum communication network, sharing data instantaneously. What one ship learned, the entire fleet knew. When the human fleet was ready, Kale addressed his crew. We are no longer just defending Earth. We are a warning to the galaxy. Any who attempt to conquer our world will find that humans fight with more than weapons. We fight with ingenuity, strategy, and spirit. Every planet, every star, every ship in this fleet represents what it means to be human. Let's show the galaxy the price of ignoring our warning. The first target was a Rallor outpost near the Orion sector, a hub for their forward operations. It was heavily guarded, protected by automated defenses, patrol fleets, and sensor arrays. Yet the humans approached with calculated patience. The Indomitable led a vanguard of stealth ships through an asteroid field. The Rallor scanners detected movement, but could not identify the fleet's full strength. As the humans drew closer, they released swarms of decoys, confusing the enemy sensors. Automated drones mimicked entire ships, appearing as multiple fleets across the sector. The Rallor scrambled, attempting to engage multiple threats that did not exist. Kale watched the holographic display, a grin forming. They think they see us everywhere. Let them chase shadows while we strike at the heart. At the perfect moment, the humans launched their primary assault. Missiles, guided by artificial intelligence, tore through the outpost's shields. Plasma arrays struck defensive turrets before they could fire. Human fighters weaved through space like threads of silver light, striking at weak points in the alien infrastructure with deadly precision. The outpost began to crumble under the coordinated human assault. Yet Kale had more in mind than destruction. He wanted a message to the Rallor. Humanity was bold, cunning, and in control. Target the central communication hub, he ordered. We're not just dismantling their station, we are sending a signal they will never forget. Fighters and drones converged on the hub. With one calculated strike, it was obliterated. The explosion sent a shockwave across the sector, damaging nearby patrol ships and scattering debris into space. Rallor communications scrambled, leaving their fleets uncoordinated and vulnerable. Across the galaxy, reports of the attack reached alien worlds. Civilizations that had once dismissed humanity now whispered with disbelief and fear. How could a single planet orchestrate such precision and control? How could humans strike so effectively without exposing themselves to danger? Back on the Indomitable, Kale allowed a rare moment of pride. This is only the beginning. We have shown what humans can do when we choose action. The Rallor will regroup. They will come for us again. But now they understand that we are not weak. We are everywhere, and we are prepared. While the attack unfolded, humans on Earth monitored the galactic response. Scientists and strategists studied alien behavior, identifying patterns, weaknesses, and tendencies. Humanity's ability to learn and adapt faster than any other species became a weapon itself. Every engagement, every strike, and every retreat was calculated to teach the Rallor a lesson they would never forget. Lieutenant Valen spoke again, her tone sharp with excitement. "They're trying to form a counterattack. Small squads are moving toward our fleet's position." Kale nodded. "Let them come. We know the battlefield. We control the timing and the space. Every move they make plays into our hands." The Rallor ships advanced, unaware that the humans had prepared traps throughout the sector. Hidden turrets on asteroids, camouflaged mines, and stealth drones awaited their approach. As they engaged, human sensors tracked every ship, every weapon, and every command issued. AI-controlled drones intercepted missiles, disrupted targeting systems, and neutralized threats before they reached human positions. The battle became a masterclass in strategy. Human ships did not merely respond. They predicted, manipulated, and exploited every action of the enemy. Even when the Rallor attempted to adapt, humans had anticipated the adaptation. Every maneuver the aliens executed seemed countered before it could succeed. Admiral Valen said, "They are retreating. Their losses are significant. They will regroup, but this is a decisive victory." Kale allowed a small smile. "Victory is measured not just in destruction, Lieutenant, but in the lesson it leaves. They now know Earth does not submit. They now know humans fight with intelligence as sharp as any weapon." Even as the battle subsided, humans did not become complacent. Engineers repaired ships, recalibrated weapons, and analyzed every detail of the engagement. Scientists worked tirelessly to improve strategies, ensuring that the next encounter would be even more decisive. Humanity's capacity to learn, adapt, and innovate became the core of its strength. The Rallor, meanwhile, struggled to comprehend what had happened. Their fleets were damaged, communications were disrupted, and their plans had failed against a species they had once considered insignificant. For the first time in recorded history, an alien civilization realized that one small world could defy the galaxy's might. Kale, standing on the command deck, looked at Earth shining in the distance. "They have underestimated us for too long," he said. "They will not make that mistake again, and the rest of the galaxy will understand what we warned them about. Humanity does not bow, humanity does not flee, and humanity does not fail when defending its home." In the weeks that followed, humanity expanded its influence beyond the solar system. Reconnaissance missions identified strategic points, alien supply lines, and weakly defended outposts. Every mission was executed with precision, striking fear into the hearts of the Rallor and other alien civilizations watching. Humans were no longer passive defenders. They were a force moving confidently through the galaxy, sending a clear message: attack Earth again and be obliterated. Across the stars, alien intelligence networks were forced to reconsider everything they thought they knew. Worlds that had once been targets of conquest now hesitated. Every scout, every report carried the same warning: humans are dangerous, clever, and united in ways no other species has been. On Earth, citizens went about their lives with quiet determination, unaware of the full scope of humanity's actions beyond the solar system. Children trained, engineers innovated, and scientists discovered new ways to strengthen defenses. Yet the human spirit remained calm and focused, undistracted by fear or pride. They had learned that true strength was measured not just by power, but by courage, unity, and ingenuity. Kale convened another meeting with his officers. "We have won battles, disrupted enemy operations, and expanded our reach. But we must not underestimate them. The Rallor will return, and next time they may come with more than what we've faced. We must be ready, always ready." Valen nodded. "Our strategies have worked because we control the battlefield. Every move is calculated, every strike precise. If they change tactics, we can adapt faster." "Exactly," Kale replied. "Humans do not fight like others. We innovate, we learn, we improvise. That is our greatest strength. And as long as we remember that, the galaxy will understand why they should never ignore us." From his vantage point aboard the Indomitable, Kale watched the stars, imagining the countless alien systems observing Earth and its fleets. The galaxy had received its warning, first in words, then in action. Humanity had transformed from a small, insignificant species into a force capable of shaping events on a cosmic scale. Even as the Rallor repaired their fleet and reconsidered strategies, humans continued to advance. Small teams conducted covert operations on outposts, gathering intelligence, sabotaging supplies, and demonstrating that no corner of the galaxy was beyond human reach. Every victory, no matter how small, reinforced the lesson. Earth would not bow. The human fleet returned to orbital positions, maintaining readiness while preparing for the next encounter. Crews trained, weapons systems calibrated, and satellites monitored every movement in nearby sectors. Humanity's vigilance had become a weapon itself, a shield as strong as any armor, a sword as sharp as any blade. Kale reflected on what had been accomplished. "We have proven ourselves," he said softly, "not just to the Rallor but to every world watching. Humanity will not be ignored, underestimated, or dismissed. We will defend our home, and we will do it with intelligence, courage, and unity." And somewhere in the distance, across the shattered communications of the Rallor fleet, the realization spread slowly but surely. Humanity was not a species to be conquered. Humanity was a species to be feared, respected, and above all, acknowledged as a force that would stop at nothing to defend its world. Earth had survived its first war, but it had done more than survive. It had demonstrated that a small world could influence the galaxy. And as the humans looked toward the stars, they knew that the next battle would come. But this time, the galaxy would already understand the cost of ignoring a planet that had spoken a warning with clarity, precision, and unshakable resolve. The galaxy held its breath. The Rallor fleet had regrouped, repaired, and expanded. They came this time not as scouts or small patrols, but as an armada meant to crush Earth once and for all. Massive warships, bristling with energy cannons, lined up like a black storm ready to strike. But humanity was ready. Earth had not only defended itself, it had transformed into a power the galaxy could not ignore. Admiral Kale stood on the bridge of the Indomitable, his eyes sweeping over the massive holographic display of the approaching enemy. "They believe they can overwhelm us," he said quietly. "But they forget that humans fight smarter, faster, and with unity that no other species possesses. This is not just a battle for survival, it is a declaration. Humanity will not bow." Lieutenant Myra Valen, standing beside him, studied the display. "They've learned from the last encounter," she said. "They're coordinating better, forming tighter formations, but we know their tactics and we know their weaknesses." Kale nodded. "Good. Then let's remind them why they should never ignore Earth's warning." The first move was subtle but devastating. Human stealth ships, long considered experimental, emerged from behind the asteroid belt. They were small, fast, and capable of moving between the cracks of the Rallor fleet without detection. Each carried advanced warheads capable of disabling shields and engines. In a matter of minutes, several alien cruisers went dark, their systems crippled before the main fleet even realized what had happened. The Rallor admiral, aboard the flagship Oblivion, roared in frustration. "How? They should not be able to penetrate our defenses like this." "They are humans," a junior officer replied, voice trembling. "They are everywhere and nowhere at once. They anticipate our every move." Kale activated the quantum communication network, linking every human vessel, satellite, and drone in real time. "Focus fire on their vanguard. Do not allow them to regroup. Precision and speed are our weapons. Every move counts." Missiles launched in coordinated waves, weaving between alien ships and asteroid fragments. Plasma cannons fired in synchronized bursts, striking weak points identified by AI predictions. Human fighters darted in and out, disrupting enemy formations and luring Rallor warships into traps. Every strike was calculated, every maneuver a step toward overwhelming the larger but slower alien fleet. The Rallor attempted a counterattack, sending waves of fighter squadrons to engage the human fleet. Yet even here, humanity had prepared. Stealth drones intercepted incoming ships, redirecting them into asteroid fields or against their own cruisers. AI-controlled turrets on human ships tracked and destroyed enemies before they could fire. The Rallor fleet, for all its size and experience, found itself outmaneuvered at every turn. Kale allowed himself a moment to observe. They rely on fear and numbers. We rely on intelligence, adaptation, and unity. They have underestimated what it means to face humanity. The battle raged for hours, yet it unfolded like a symphony of strategy. Human ships moved as one, responding instantly to threats, adjusting tactics, and exploiting every mistake the Rallor made. Even when the alien forces attempted to retreat, the humans anticipated their paths, cutting them off with precision strikes. Then came the decisive moment. Kale ordered the orbital disruptors activated. Satellites positioned around Earth emitted controlled energy pulses, creating a temporary electromagnetic storm in the path of the approaching fleet. Alien ships, systems faltered, shields flickered, and weapons misfired. Humans seized the moment, sending guided asteroids hurtling into the disoriented fleet. The Rallor flagship, caught in the chaos, erupted in a massive explosion that sent shockwaves through the surrounding armada. Several cruisers collided or were shredded by human missiles. The battlefield, once dominated by alien numbers, became a testament to human ingenuity and preparation. From orbit, Earth glimmered like a jewel, calm and unyielding. The planet itself was more than a home. It was a fortress, a symbol, and now a beacon of unstoppable human resolve. Every citizen, though unaware of the exact events unfolding in space, contributed to this defense. Engineers maintained satellites, scientists monitored communications, and strategists planned every move with meticulous care. The Rallor were forced into a final desperate maneuver. They attempted to concentrate their remaining forces for a direct strike at Earth itself, hoping that the planet's destruction would end the war. Yet the humans had anticipated this. Massive fleets positioned in orbit, along with hidden planetary defense systems, waited to intercept any ship attempting direct engagement. Missiles and laser beams intersected with alien cruisers mid-flight. Quantum destabilizers disabled engines on larger vessels. Even as the Rallor pressed forward, their own weapons became a liability, striking debris fields and causing further destruction to their own formations. Kale watched as the last of the Rallor armada faltered. "We've proven something tonight," he said. "Earth is not just defended, Earth commands respect. Any who attack this planet will face total obliteration." The final Rallor ships, battered and demoralized, attempted retreat, but humans did not give them easy escape. Strike teams targeted escape routes, disabling engines and navigation systems. The surviving alien forces scattered, leaving the battlefield under human control. Across the galaxy, alien worlds received the news. Reports from scouts and transmissions painted the same picture. A small, blue planet had defeated one of the most feared civilizations in the galaxy. The word spread quickly. Humanity was not only resilient, but brilliant, unpredictable, and united. Every race that had once considered Earth insignificant now reassessed the balance of power. Back on Earth, Admiral Kale addressed his fleet. "Today, we have not just defended our planet. We have declared to the galaxy that humanity is a force to be reckoned with. We have fought with courage, strategy, and unity. Let every star, every fleet, every civilization remember what happens when humans warn and are ignored." Lieutenant Valen added, "They will not attack again soon. The Rallor and others will think twice before challenging us." "Our victory has sent a message the galaxy cannot ignore." Kale nodded. "Exactly, but we remain vigilant. Our home, our people, and our values must always be protected. The galaxy may test us again, but humanity will always rise to meet the challenge." The victory was total yet measured. Humanity had shown power but also restraint. Earth was unharmed, civilians safe, and the planet's resources intact. The message sent across the stars was clear. Humans did not fight recklessly, but when pushed, they fought with unmatched precision and intelligence. From the bridge of the Indomitable, Kale watched the stars, now calm after the storm of battle. He thought of Earth, of its cities, its oceans, and its people. Every life, every mind, every heartbeat had contributed to this triumph. Humanity had proven that a small species could shape the destiny of the galaxy when it fought for its home. Elsewhere, the Rallor High Command recorded a grim assessment. "We underestimated them," the Grand Strategist admitted. "Earth is not a planet to conquer. Humanity is not a species to ignore. They are formidable, clever, and relentless. We must treat them with caution always." For humans, the war had revealed more than tactical brilliance. It had demonstrated the essence of their species. Courage, creativity, unity, and adaptability were weapons no alien technology could replicate. Across the fleet, officers and soldiers understood that their strength was not just in ships and missiles, but in the human spirit itself. Kale convened one final address. "The galaxy has seen Earth's resolve. Our warning is clear. Attack again and be obliterated. But let us also remember why we fight. We fight for our home, for our families, for the ideals that define humanity. We fight with honor, courage, and wisdom. And as long as we stand together, no force in the galaxy can break us." On Earth, citizens watched the stars without knowing the full scale of the conflict. Yet they felt the quiet reassurance of safety, the knowledge that humanity had faced the impossible and prevailed. Children trained with hope, engineers innovated with purpose, and scientists explored the universe with curiosity unafraid. The galaxy had witnessed the rise of a species that refused to be conquered. Humanity's warning had been delivered not with threats alone, but with actions that proved the cost of ignorance. Every star, every fleet, and every civilization now understood a truth the R'alar had learned too late. Humanity was formidable, fearless, and united. Admiral Kale looked once more at the planet below. Earth was not just a home, it was a symbol of resilience and ingenuity. Humanity had defended it, conquered the challenges posed by an ancient enemy, and emerged stronger. The battle had been won, the message sent, and the galaxy forever changed. As human fleets returned to orbit, maintaining vigilance, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter. Earth had survived, but more importantly, it had declared its place in the galaxy. From this day forward, no alien would underestimate humanity. No world would consider Earth weak. And no threat, no matter how vast or ancient, could forget the planet that had dared to warn the galaxy, attack again and be obliterated. Humanity had triumphed, not by sheer numbers, but by courage, intelligence, and unity. The galaxy had heard its warning, and from this moment onward, Earth would be recognized as a power that could not be ignored. The blue planet, small in size but immense in spirit, had earned its place among the stars. And so, as the human fleet dispersed to patrol new sectors, Earth remained safe, its people free, and its enemies forever reminded that humans were not to be trifled with. The galaxy had learned, painfully and undeniably, that when Earth spoke a warning, it was not empty. When humans promised retaliation, they meant every word. Humanity had survived. Humanity had fought. Humanity had won.